Charles and I have been looking forward to this one all week. And off we go from Seattle. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Baker going to throw this right away. That's into the hands of Tutu Atwell.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. A good safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
You know, Charles, for this defense, look, it's no secret. You're facing a team that is really, really struggling. They haven't won in what seems like forever, but sometimes a desperate team can be a dangerous team, right?
You're exactly right about that, but they shouldn't be. When they're on that type of a losing streak, it's incumbent upon you to take charge of this game early and not give them any reason to hope. Get out and attack them and make sure you knock them back on their butts.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And again, it's Mayfield.
He'll find a man over the middle, Tutu Atwell.
Mayfield on play action. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
I think he just made the punter a little bit jealous there. There was some serious hang time on that ball. Deep downfield, and while it didn't connect, it certainly sent a message, didn't it?
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Now Mayfield. And that will be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 18. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Now Gino on 1st down. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away.
And that nearly intercepted. Oh, the free safety roaming into position almost had it, but it's 2nd down.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Gino now to throw. Man open, it's Goodwin. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Now Gino. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
This is fielded inside the 5. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the Rams will be backed up deep to begin the drive as they take over 1st and 10. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Mayfield.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Tariq Woolen picks it, and the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football.
If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Ready?
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 18-yard line.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting 1 more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, Smith. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
They snap it to Smith. Goodwin able to haul it in.
And the Seahawks are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
What an excellent end result for them. But let's go back to the decision, first of all, to go for it all on 4th down. A lot of pressure on the quarterback's shoulders, but they knew he could handle it. Makes the right read there, gets the ball to his receiver. They get the 1st down. It's now 1st and goal.
Now a play fake, and it's Smith. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line.
Multiple players combined for their team's 1st sack of the game.
1st down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Smith now to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, and he's got Goodwin complete. 10 yards gets him closer, but now it's 4th and goal. Now here's Jason Myers. He gets set for the Seahawk field goal. This is an easy one, 23-yarder. Myers' kick is good. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead.
So, Charles, they get to them with their 1st turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Mayfield knocks this forward. It's a jet sweep. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
That's on the guard, David Edwards.
After one on EA Sports. The Rams with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it facing a second and long situation. To throw, Mayfield.
They'll set up the screen here to Akers.
A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's third down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Third and long for Mayfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. Riley Dixon now to punt it away. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Let's go now.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups, check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
And he'll get this one up to about his 14. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a third down and long.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
A give running right is Akers.
And he's got room. 20. And he takes it all the way down to the 3.
44 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries.
So down inside the 5-yard line. I have to say, really just a poor job defensively there.
You're exactly right. As a former defensive back, that was not played well at all. But give credit.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. And it's caught. They'll still have a 3rd and goal now, despite picking up 13 yards on that pass play.
And a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker. You've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest...
And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line.
Uchenna Nwosu drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up 4th down. And that is no good. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain, 3-0 our score. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. On the move, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Trey Flowers, the former Arkansas Razorback, in there to get him. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing now is Geno. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
So roughing the passer penalty and an automatic first down.
And that's the mark of a bad team, partner, because that's an easily preventable penalty, but they just didn't take the proper steps to make it so.
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, right? Because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you've got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
Mayfield on first down. Trying to find Cup, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs.
And the Seahawks are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. Well, Charles, they're so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout.
18 rounders.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. The final shot here before break. Smith. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Sticking with Walker on second down.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith.
He completes this to Walker.
And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29. 3 yards all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. And this one will wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
And they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
These two teams, they met up in Seattle earlier in the year with the Seahawks coming away victorious. So a win here in Seattle, tough as that may be, would give them the season sweep.
Throwing again, Mayfield on 2nd and 10.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Tariq Woolen picks it, and the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. So a nice play defensively by the rookie, coming up with the INT.
And that's a late-round pick right there, making a first-round impact. And a lot of these day 3 corners, they end up winding up on special teams and sub-packages and even on the practice squad. But he's really made an impact on this defense, and he comes up with the interception there.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
That's the Rams' 23-yard line.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they can actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
They'll fake it. Now Smith. He rifles one that's intercepted.
And the Rams are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here.
On 1st down, they'll start out with Akers.
And some room to maneuver.
60 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times.
We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. That'll be caught. It's Cup. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. They go play action. Mayfield.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
To throw again on 2nd down. Mayfield. It's complete to Robinson.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Going to the air again with Mayfield.
And he will find Atwell. That's complete. And he is going to have a Rams first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Mayfield's throw pulled in by Atwell here. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
But look what we have here, a sustained drive, and that was certainly AWOL in the first half. They really struggled to try and move the football. But right now, they certainly seem to have the formula working. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Hey, 133.
Mayfield knocks this forward. It's a jet sweep.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
On 3rd down, Mayfield.
Right back to Atwell. That's complete.
And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the first down. Back now in Seattle, Washington. Desperation time. Mayfield on 4th down.
He'll find a man over the middle. 2-2 Atwell. And the Rams are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Mayfield now. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Josh Jones.
And the Seahawks force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10. So that a definite deflator there on the interception.
Yeah, you work your way down the field, thinking you're in position for a go-ahead score. But all it takes is one errant throw, and this one winds up a turnover.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled.
Back to Walker on 1st down.
And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. The bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
The keeper gets him 7 that time, but it'll lead to a 3rd down.
A little do-it-yourself run right there and a nice gain.
I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get, so he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
They'll try for the first with Walker.
And he will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. Hasn't been his best afternoon on the ground, far from it, but a critical 3rd down conversion.
This afternoon just got better. All right, you're exactly right. It hasn't been his best in terms of yardage, but that run there, that's the one your teammates look to you and go, okay, that's what we want from you. That's what we need. Now they have a chance to keep moving forward and a chance to win the game.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 1st down, Seattle, 16 yards the gain there.
Walker now on 1st and 10.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Kyler Gordon able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Play action. It's Smith. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
Myers' kick is good.
Not too long ago, Charles, that would have been a new NFL record. But instead, it's shy of setting the record, which is 66, but still from 65 away, one of the longest kicks in league history.
And that puts him in elite company in the NFL. Only a few have ever even attempted that, let alone put it through the posts. How about his moment? It came together for him, and he delivered.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. I tell you what, it's kind of hard to imagine. They have not scored a single point, and yet they're in this position. A touchdown drive here, and they're in the lead. And now here is another interception. Oh, they try a lateral on the return, and now the ball's loose. And I think they are going to get this one back. Well, that would have been something, double turnovers. But instead, they'll keep the possession on the INT. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A shotgun snap for Smith. And that is incomplete.
Right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses, because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right. That was an incompletion forced there, but we've seen it throughout this game. Both of these defense coordinators, they're a step ahead of their offensive counterparts.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And the Rams are right back in this football game. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know, this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield.
To the right side and complete to Atwell.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now a man open down the middle of the field.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield.
That's out to the flat for Akers.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The Rams, they are on the move. They've got another 1st down.
Mayfield.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can. Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely fourth down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
Mayfield.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. And now all of a sudden, the shoe's kind of on the other foot. Maybe you pull the reins back here a bit?
Yeah, a little bit, because you got to make sure that you don't score too quickly.
And he takes a shot on the release, as this will be incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, third and goal.
Now Mayfield.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Here's Baker.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. He couldn't get the ball away on fourth and goal. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Here's Walker to start the drive.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Throwing now, Smith.
He'll find Metcalf.
The Rams going to be forced to use their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Smith now to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Kyler Gordon picks it off. And the Rams are going to take possession of the football. Oh my, how the tables have turned now. They were trying to salt this one away, but that interception, potentially a game changer.
Hey, I just got to think to myself, at this point of the game, I know you've been aggressive. I know that's your MO, and that's fine. And all those teams that talk about...
And that is caught. Touchdown. And they're an extra point away from taking the lead here in the final minute. Now they can boot it through on the always important extra point, and then their defense has to hold up their end of the bargain.
And there's something that you've pointed...
And he will not be able to get rid of the football. He's sacked. And let the second guessing begin, as this remains a tie game. So back even at 6 apiece as the kick's away. And the Seahawks, looks like they've recovered. They have. The fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And this is going to be intercepted. Wait a second, they declined the penalty?
I'm as puzzled as you are, partner. I don't understand how any time
You lose possession of the ball, yet you turn down a penalty that would give you possession back. Now let's make this simple. Anyone who plays the game, take the football. Always take the football.
Finding space at the 40. Down the left sideline. And he steps out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Mayfield to throw. He'll get this one complete to Atwell.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Mayfield to throw. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his helmet. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left.
Now it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And Gay missed it. Pulled it off to the left. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th.
Boy, that's a big-time letdown there. You work yourself in position to win the game, but the kick winds up no good. And now you've got to regroup as a team, get the energy back up, and get ready for overtime. And make sure you pump him up, too. He may be needed to try and win it again later.
Here we go, here we go.
Now Smith.
And that's going to be caught downfield by Fant.
And he's in! Are you kidding me?
How do you get that
One
up?
of the most improbable ways to finish a game. And they do win it on the final play. So the victory here for Seattle. And it's going to be their defense that gets the ink in the headlines tomorrow. And for good reason. They forced 5 turnovers in this game.
And while we were watching this game unfold, I kept thinking about when we did our training camp tour and something that you noticed along the way. Just about every camp we visited, when the defense got together, everyone was doing ball drills. Defensive linemen, linebackers, secondary, because they understood how vital it was to take the football away. And they wanted every opportunity. When the ball was not free, they want all those guys to be familiar with touching the ball so they could pick up the fumble or get the interception. And we saw it pay off in this one here.
Yeah, 5.